of introducing our honoree today, Dr.Jean Kerny. And before I ask her to come up, I just want to share a couple of things. As a young woman, I've been fighting for a long time for women in the workforce. And I was a young mother, pregnant for my second son, and that was back in 1977. And I'm so overwhelmed, my mind has gone blank. The Pregnancy Act of 1976 had just recently passed, and I started having problems. And my doctor wanted me on light duty, and they would not allow me to go there. And I went in and I took my doctor's slip and I sat down with all the big shots in Rubbermaid when they were here in Chillicothe. And they pretty much laughed in my face. And I said, you have never heard of something called the Pregnancy Act of 1976? And if you do not give me light duty work, you have to, by law, pay me unemployment. And they burst out laughing at me. And then I went into the carpentry apprenticeship program in the 80s, and they threatened to kill me once I came home, and there was a used condom hanging off of my mailbox. And I said, you won't scare me away because I'm going to feed my babies, and I'm going to feed myself, and we're going to live in dignity. And throughout that time, Dr.Jean Kerny was in the press. And my mom died when I was real young, and so I had this really great, unique ability to reach out for role models. And I watched her fight in the newspaper. As one of the most well-educated women in the Chillicothe school system, they kept passing her over and passing her over and passing her over for jobs that everybody knew she qualified for. But her skin was black, and she had a uterus. So therefore, she wasn't just crazy, she was black crazy. But she showed them, she fought, and as I was fighting my battles, I was reading, and she was making my backbone get stiffer and stiffer. And when I read her biography, it just amazed me and actually brought tears to my eyes, because she and I are very alike. People either love us or they really do hate us. And we do, when we sit down and talk, people leave thinking. And I could just go on, but I love you so much, Jean Kerny, and I am so honored to present you before our crowd today.
Thank you. When Portia first called me and said, we're going to honor you, I said, are you sure they want to do that? She said, well, you know, you and I go way back, and I know you, and they're willing to take my recommendation. So I would certainly like to thank you, along with your committee, and just the whole group for giving me this opportunity. Let me say that Portia and I do go way back, but Portia was really just a young girl. And I was in the courtroom minding someone else's business. I was dealing with domestic violence. And Portia has always had this interest in just helping people, you know, especially those that were kind of downtrodden. And so we had not really met officially, but for some reason or another, Portia and I connected. And I sat, and she was really, really young, and I was teaching at Mount Logan at the time. And I sat there and I said, but she was looking so young, what are you doing here? And so she explained to me why she was there. First of all, because of the fact that she was concerned about what was happening to women. And from that day to this one, we have had kind of an admiration club. We don't see each other very much of it, but she knows that she can pick up that telephone and call me and the same. I would also like to say to our candidate, Mr. Richards, right? That I did not tell him those words, and I don't know where he got those from, but I do believe that he said he researched it. And I think the internet tells everything on you. I'll let you all know I have a lot of stuff out there. But thank you so much for your kind words. And I didn't really do the research, but I have a sister who is just like a researcher. She ran back home from meeting you, and I was not at that affair. And she told me I met this man. She was like the woman at the well, you know. And she said I met this man, and she said he didn't even ask for a donation, and I stopped him going out and said, hey, I want to give you some money. So I knew then that you were very special. But personally, I would like to say that this is really a very special moment for me. And it's special for a number of reasons, because you see this crowd over here? These are friends of Jean Kerny. And I wanted to say to you, oh, we are not really segregating ourselves. We want you to know that we are really a part of this group. It's just that we are just friends of Jean Kerny's that is actually mingling. But I would like to say thank you to each one of you who came out really to support me, and I know that, and I am grateful. And if you don't mind, may I just take a minute to recognize some people here. I want to recognize all of them because they're lovely. And I want you all to know, this is what I really want you to know, that we do exist in this community. Oh. That you give us an opportunity that we will come through for you. There's no doubt about it.
And that's why I'm going to be calling.
We are known for going into the projects and getting people to vote. We are known for bringing them out right here in Chillicothe. And let me just share this with you, because I may never get this opportunity with you, a politician. When I came to Chillicothe at the age of 24, very naive, especially about politics. But I was concerned about what I saw in the community and what have you. So I went down, by then I was 30. I went down and got a petition. I got signatures. I didn't have such nothing else supposed to go through the party. I just went down, because I knew I was a Democrat, you know, I'm from Mississippi. And so I really, you know, I'm a Democrat. And so I just went down, signed up Democrat, got came on the ballot, and all at once I get this call from her, Democrat, who is this person? Then here, the stand up for a Democrat, and I told her, this is a primary. And I said, well, I'm really, really sorry. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know that I was supposed to go through the protocol of that. But I learned later. But anyway, I was able to get on that ballot. And during that primary, I was able to win that primary. And I was able to win that primary by getting out, walking door to door to people, because it works. And I was lucky enough to win that ward, which was mainly a Republican ward, and that had not been won for years. One of my greatest moments on there, and I tell this because people don't understand the importance of it. We did not have a female on the fire department. We did not have a black. We only had in the police department, we only had a person who would answer the telephone. Once I got, once I got on city council and I began to learn about how people were chosen. I also found out that you take the person who takes the test, scores the test, and that person sends 3 names out. I'm saying to myself, how in the world will I ever have a level field? And I began to think, what can we do? And I know that you can't do anything by yourself because there are other people sitting there. And I was fortunate enough to work with, and I will always be grateful to Jim Barrington, to work with Jim Barrington and Lawrence Brown, the late Lawrence Brown. He's an EEO representative. And I took the skills that I had in reference to being tested. And I talked to the city council and I said, statistically, 2 points, 3 points will not make a difference if the person has passed the test. Because the only people that could be considered would have to have the highest 3 scores. That means that everyone else who have taken their test, they were just out, period. Then as far as females were concerned, they could not even be considered because they couldn't pass the strength test. They couldn't. And I said, what? Well, they're not going to be able to pull the big water hose. I said, I don't think they're going to pull those by themselves anyway.
Right.
And the agility test. So I said, well, I think that they'll be able to handle that if given an opportunity. So those were the things that prevented women and African Americans from being able to even get to, I would say, to even to the top 3 candidates, because you only take the top 3. My whole point is that if I make a 75 and you make a 74, as long as you pass the test, then you should be able to be considered at least.
Yes.
So I wanted to explain that because a lot of people looked at me and said, well, what did that do? Well, I tell you what, it gave us 3 or 4 female firings. It gave the African American community not only more policemen than we've ever had in our life, but also it gave us the first black fireman. And it opened up the pool of candidates, not just for African Americans, but for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. And I was calling it the talented 10th. And we need more than just the talented 10th to make this world happen. And I'm not here to give you a speech, but I just wanted to say that and let you know that the black community, and we have to say that, the black community here, because sometimes in small towns we forget, and we forget until voting time. And then we are thought about.
Yes, ma'am.
But you need if you want us to participate, and to get on board, we're ready. Because 95% of us are Democrats. And we want to be a part. We want to be a part. We're asked to be a part. A lot of us go down and volunteer, but I mean to really get in there and work. We want to do that, and I'm here to say that to you tonight. And I know some of you say, well, nobody's stopping you. Yeah, sure, we can come and eat a little cake and what have you, but that's not what we want. We want to be in the action of helping to make the decisions on what have you. Oh, yeah. And we are begging for you to help us in terms of with candidates. We got a lot of young, educated people here who can be good candidates to run. And yes, sometimes we need to be asked. All of us like to be wanted. We all do, no matter what we say. So yes, we like to be asked sometimes. And we do recommend to you all sometimes, because I have. And we've been disappointed that those people have been shut out. Okay? And when that happened to good people, then we sit on the sideline. I'm being honest and upfront with you. And want you to understand that, because going forward, we're ready. We're ready. We're fired up and we're ready to go. And November the 14th is the time to go. We can't wait till the 16th. November 2014, we must get out and vote.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if we don't take that portion, then the people we want to vote on won't be there for us to vote on. Okay, you all didn't invite me for this. But I want you to know, again, that I really appreciate it. And I also want you all to know that Miss Stacy, I didn't know this was your fine, good-looking husband. I see him on the street sometimes. He didn't even know me, but I see him on the street talking to young folks, and you know I like that. You know, so we are ready, Miss Stacy, to help you. We want to help.